Live from the VCU Siegel Center, Chesterfield County Public Schools is proud to present the James River High School commencement exercise for the class of 2017. This program is made possible through the cooperative efforts of Chesterfield County Public Schools, Comcast of Metro Richmond, and Virginia Commonwealth University.
Good evening, parents, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commencement exercises of the James River High School class of 2017. Because we wish to honor our graduates in a special way, I ask that you silence or place on vibrate all electronic communication devices and cell phones. Now, would you please rise and remain standing for the entrance and procession of the platform party and faculty, the James River High School class of 2017, the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the platform party and the faculty of James River High School. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, again, the class of 2017. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the James River High School NJROTC Color Guard. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Brendan M. Finney, Vice President of the senior class.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for our Star-Spangled Banner, performed by the James River High School Choral Ensemble under the direction of Ms. Marissa Parsons.
Good evening. Please be seated. It gives me great pleasure to declare the 22nd commencement exercises of James River High School, a nationally recognized school of excellence, to be in session. Assisting with today's ceremony will be members of the James River High School administrative team, Mr. Michael Farrell, Mr. Brandon Petrosky, Ms. Michelle Wilder, and Mrs. Marcy Terry. Also welcome and thank our distinguished platform guest for being with us this evening, Dr. James F. Lane, Superintendent of Chesterfield County Public Schools, Mrs. Kelly Wells Brinkley, Olympic medalist and James River High School graduate, class of 2001, representing the Midlothian District on the Chesterfield County School Board, currently serving as chair, Dr. Javed E. Siddiqui, Mrs. Leslie Haley, the Midlothian District representative, serving as vice chair on the Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors, Executive Director of School Administration, Dr. Thomas Taylor, Chief Academic Officer, Mrs. Donna Dalton, Chesterfield County Public Schools Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Dr. Lyle Evans, Director of our Specialties Center, Leadership and International Relations, Mrs. Ashley Hewlett, James River High School's Director of School Counseling, Mrs. Laurie Hogan, James River High School's 2017 Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Mallory Strittmatter, and James River High School's former principal and one of my mentors, Mr. Jeff Ellick. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you the president of the class of 2017, Kyle D. Brumbaugh.
Wow, this is a lot of people. Way different view than when I was practicing in my mirror. Much better looking crowd, especially you, Mr. Hannum, looking sharp as always. Well, as previously mentioned, my name is Kyle Brumbaugh, and I am the supreme ruler / dictator that's made every decision regarding James River High School this year. Just kidding, that distinction belongs to Dr. Coleman. I am merely the figurehead that they call class president. Now, in addition to my many presidential responsibilities, which include but are not limited to parking in the first parking spot and playing an ungodly amount of Tetris during class council meetings, I have the honor of reflecting on the class of 2017's high school experience. Less than 4 years ago, we entered the cavernous halls of James River as timid freshmen. We were dealing with all of life's most important questions for a 14-year-old. For me, those were along the lines of, where's my armpit hair? Will I ever be taller than 5'1"? Why don't girls like me? You know, the typical stuff. It was definitely a difficult time, but it was a simpler time as well. GPA was just an acronym, and a college or a career were as far off and foreign to us as Narnia or the back hallway during one lunch. We enjoyed the newfound freedom of high school. We went to football games and homecoming. A few of us even got tricked into buying rooftop pool passes from seniors. We were younger and even more naive than we are now, and we floated our way through freshman year as we slowly acclimated to our new home. Sophomore year came around and it was kind of a shock to a lot of us. A common question was, did freshman year grades really count? We took more advanced classes like chemistry with Mr. Edwards and found it really strange that he wanted us to call him mole words. Some of us had Miss Villacrucis for English, the rest of us were jealous. I honestly can't expand much on sophomore year, because it was an awkward and somewhat forgettable stage. The freshman year shine of high school had worn off, and we weren't to the point where we could look forward to upperclassmen events like prom and graduation. Sophomore year was like some sort of purgatory, and junior year was the only escape. But once we entered the halls of James River as juniors, car keys in hand, many of us wish we could go back to the easier times of sophomore year. We quickly learned the wrath of Cynthia the Hawk Hawkins as she rode around on her little bike handing out parking pass violations like Halloween candy. We knew junior year was said to be pretty hard, but that's about as big of an understatement as saying that Mr. Domacy's just a pretty good guy. We despised and learned to love Miss Morris in her English class. We learned to despise physics because, well, it's really freaking hard. But the flaming arrow shooting antics of Mr. Maley made it more than tolerable. We toiled through trig identity problems that seemed to take up whole pages, eventually grasping a slight understanding of sine and cosine. And don't even get me started on some of those mind-numbing lectures in US history. Throw on top of that SATs, clubs, sports teams, the reemergence of facial acne. Life became pretty tough. But there were upsides to junior year as well. We cheered on the volleyball team as they won states. We went to prom. And then we watched from the sidelines as our good friends from the class of 2016 graduated. The whole time, we started to get this gnawing feeling that we wanted to get the heck out of high school. And now, that day is here. We conquered senior year. We mourned the departure of Mr. Ellick, complained about the lunch schedule, complained about the lack of senior privileges. Then, we complained some more about the lunch schedule. We applied to colleges and lined up jobs for after high school. Then around Christmas break, senioritis hit, and it was all downhill from there. Homework became a myth. We stopped studying, stopped turning in classwork, stopped showing up altogether, unless you had Miss Benier, of course. Even Googling answers became a burden. But none of this mattered because we could see the finish line. And again, here we are. Today is a day of both excitement and melancholy as we move on to the next chapter of our lives. Some of us will look back on our days at James River with contentment, others with despondency. Whichever category you fall under, whether you enjoyed your high school experience or not, know that James River has changed you, as have you changed it. Now, as senior class president, another one of my duties was to read the words of wisdom in the morning. So I'm going to leave you with one last piece of wisdom. Henry David Thoreau once said, "There's no more fatal a blunderer than he who consumes the greater part of his life getting his living." Live the life that you want to live, starting right now. Don't put it off until you've earned X amount of dollars or attained a certain position, because by the time you reach whatever milestone you had in mind, the life you wanted to live may have passed you by. My wisdom for the class of 2017, as well as for myself, is to live boldly, live fearlessly, and above all else, live life on your own terms. With something to think about, this is Kyle Brumbaugh. Make it a great life or not, the choice has and always will be yours. Thank you.
Thank you, and Kyle, I do want to thank you for your investment and leadership in the senior class this year. I would next like to invite up to speak our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. James Lane.
Congratulations, class of 2017. Today is your day. Your hard work and the efforts of your teachers, support staff, school administrators, school board members, and our county leaders have led us to this point. Your successful completion of high school and the beginning of your future. You're a unique graduating class, though, and let's have a little quiz here, maybe the last one. Would the prospective graduates who are 18 years old already please raise your hands? Well, congratulations to you. You are the last high school graduates born in the 1900s. Would the prospective graduates who are 17 years old or maybe even younger please raise your hands? Well, congratulations to you. You are amongst the first high school graduates born in the 2000s. Regardless of the year you were born in, think of the changes our world has experienced since you were born. You may not believe this, but YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter did not exist when you were born. It may be a shock to you to learn that in 1999, a gallon of gas cost $1.14. Oh, and back then, cars didn't have TV screens or GPS. Google Maps wasn't even a thing. We actually bought maps that were paper in the gas station. iPods didn't exist, neither did iPhones or iPads. There was no Wi-Fi, nor a PlayStation, I think it's 4 now. Some of you seated in front of me and those younger children seated around us may be sitting there thinking, well, how did you live through all that? How did kids live back then? Well, we didn't pop on Netflix to watch our favorite show. Instead, we rewound VHS videotapes to finish our movies. We didn't take classroom notes on Chromebooks. Instead, we had overhead projectors and good old paper. We didn't save our photos in the cloud. Instead, we used a floppy drive or just had an album where the pages stuck together. Some of the lucky kids had Ataris or Nintendos, but most of us, the only video game we ever played was at school, and it was called Oregon Trail. And it was awesome. But remember, when I started this walk down memory lane, I asked you to think about all of the changes our world has experienced since you were born. Now let's stop for a minute. I want you to look at that a different way. Let's look at all the things that have been created, improved, or enhanced since you were born. You guys are in the generation of innovation. The world has changed dramatically, and at every turn, there is a person behind that change. Someone with the ability to be creative, think critically, communicate well, and collaborate. They saw possibilities. They didn't see boundaries. Today, you stand on the edge of the map of your known world. In a few minutes, you will take your final steps as a high school student. Your next step will be into unknown territory. Unknown territory is always an exciting place that captures imaginations and invites exploration. No matter how small our globe seems today, tied together as it is with technology and instant communication, there is always new territory for us to explore. You are ready for that step into the unknown. Even if you don't know what that step is yet, you are prepared. Even if you feel a little bit nervous about what this unknown territory might hold, you are ready. Our schools have prepared you for what lies ahead. We have taught you well. You have learned much. As you step forward, moving away from us into this unknown territory, I hope that you will keep 3 goals in mind. First, stay positive, optimistic, and remain interested in new things. All around you, there is much to learn and experience. Be enthusiastic about that. Your boss will like you as an enthusiastic person. Second, make connections with other people and within the universe. Reach out to be part of something larger than yourself. Finally, and most importantly, be yourself, but strive to be your best self. Don't be satisfied with adequate or okay. Aim for excellence in all you do. I ask you to keep a quote in mind as you go about exploring this unknown territory. Excellence can be obtained if you care more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to say how thankful we are for our teachers, leaders, and staff. I've never seen a group of teachers so dedicated and so passionate and so caring about each and every student as we have in Chesterfield. Your high school is a special place due to the hard work of this faculty and staff. Let's give them a round of applause. Today, as you celebrate this milestone in your life, understand and know that all members of the Chesterfield community are looking forward to seeing what you all become. There is no more important day in any public high school division than graduation. Today, we will certify that you have done everything required by our county and state to prepare you for life after high school. I am so proud of each and every one of you. And thank you for making your education a priority, and thank you for meeting the challenges of our school experience. Learn from all of your experiences, build upon your strengths, and learn from your mistakes. Become the best citizen you can become. Remember, the students that have sat in your seats in the past include lawyers, doctors, numerous college graduates, great citizens, and even star athletes. Don't be afraid to dream and reach for whatever goals you set for yourself. Today, give your parents a hug and a kiss, even if you don't think it's cool. Shake a teacher's hand. We know that you are ready to move on, and these are the people that got you here. Students, on behalf of the faculty, the staff, the school board, congratulations on completing high school, and know that we are always here for you. Congratulations to the class of 2017, and best wishes as you take your next step into the world. Be that person behind the change. Before I leave the podium, I do have one special presentation. I'll ask Dr. Siddiqui to join me. Each year, an anonymous private donor provides funding for 2 scholarships to be presented as the Superintendent's Senior Scholarship Awards to be done at each of our 11 graduations. What I request of each principal is to send forward the names of 2 students who not only display excellence in the classroom, but who also, through their daily interactions, embody the core values and are seen by the school to have fulfilled the qualities of service and compassion for others. Each recipient will receive a superintendent's medallion to be worn today and will be placed on the graduate by the school board member with me today, Dr. Javed Siddiqui. In addition, and our award winners don't know who they are, they also receive a $1,000 scholarship. So students, the 2 students, I ask that you come forward as I announce your name, and I ask everyone to hold applause until the end so I can read the students' accomplishments. Our first award winner is Michael Hadfield. The school staff reports that Michael is very active in school. He is a multi-sport athlete and served as a leader on the football team. He's known for always giving 100% on the field as well as in the classroom. Outgoing and friendly, has been reported that he doesn't know a stranger and should be on a JRHS welcome committee. Respected by both peers and adults for his kindness, generosity, and thoughtfulness, he is the kind of person who is not unusual to see stopping to pick up trash on campus to put in the garbage can on his way into the building. It is just who he is, as he embodies the true spirit of making our community better. Our next award winner is Milagro Chavez Cisneros. An impressive scholar in our Leadership and International Relations Specialty Center, earning a GPA of over 4.5, she has been very active in service to others. Of note with her service record has been the integral part that she has played with our English Speakers of Other Languages tutoring program, which helps students acclimate to high school and facilitate their transition to life in the U.S. This fall, she will become a first-generation college student, as she is the first female Questbridge Scholar at JRHS and has earned a full ride to Columbia University. Let's have a big round of applause for our 2 Superintendent's Academic and Service Excellence Award winners.
Good evening. My name is Javed Siddiqui. I'm your school board member. You may have voted for me or not, but I'm yours. Parents, teachers, school leaders, distinguished guests, on behalf of the entire school board, thank you for playing a critical role in realizing this moment. Students, some of you have amazing academic credentials, as we just played witness to. Some of you showed up just enough to be sitting in that seat. And some of you had more fun in Lower Tuckahoe than others. That's an inside joke for James River. But tonight, all of you are graduates. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. So, wake up every day moving forward, aspiring to be better today than you were yesterday. Given the size of this crowd, I have dramatically cut my remarks down because I know you really want to walk across the stage. So in closing, congratulations, class of 2017, go Rapids.
Thank you, Dr. Siddiqui. I would now like to invite up Mrs. Leslie Haley. She's Midlothian's representative to Chesterfield County's Board of Supervisors.
Well, I have to say, Javed Siddiqui and I both have a common interest in recognizing the importance of what you're here for. So I will only keep you a few minutes as well in this evening, but I want to challenge you for just a minute, students, and say, close your eyes and think about where you might be in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. Because I have to tell you, standing up here, I remember sitting at my high school graduation, And I have to tell you, I never could have imagined that I could possibly ever run for public office or be standing here and having the honor of addressing you at your high school graduation. So the message here is really pretty simple. Don't stress about what lies ahead of you. The path might not be as defined as you want it to be today, but remember, this is your life's journey, and it's a journey. And you may not see what's out there 5 years or even 10 years ahead of you, but the road's going to evolve. And for those of us who are maybe a little older, we remember the song that talks about the road is long with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where. So don't be afraid of failure, because it's ultimately going to lead you to your successes. Who knows where that winding road's going to go, but follow your passions and your trails and listen to your heart. But the most important thing I can leave you with tonight is I want you to look at these people around you. They're here because of you. These people are the people that will always have your back. They will always be here for you. You can always rely upon them, and don't forget that. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Coming to the edge, running on the water. Coming to the edge, running on the water. Running, 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 running. Coming to the 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 running on the water. Running on the water.
Thank you, Ms. Parsons. Today marks the end of our 23rd academic session. These exercises are the school's happiest occasion when we gather to award diplomas and celebrate the achievements of this graduating class. Now we'd like to recognize the valedictorian and salutatorian. The salutatorian award is presented each year to that member of the graduating class whose academic grade point average ranks second. This year's salutatorian award is presented to Sarah K. Zuby.
Good evening, fellow graduates, families, friends, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests. I've spent the past few weeks brainstorming, stressing, procrastinating, and panicking over what I would write my graduation speech about. I did not feel that I had the qualifications to be giving advice, nor the talent to be cracking jokes. After typing and backspacing dozens of ideas, I realized that what I wanted to say to you guys had been right in front of me the whole time. So, here I am, ending my years at James River High School exactly how I began them, with Latin. This classical Latin quote is significant to me personally and embodies both what I have seen in the class of 2017 and what our class means to me. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. Not unlike life itself, our 4 years of high school have had both good and bad elements, light and darkness. However, the light within our class far outshines the dark spots. We have overcome all of the challenges that high school has thrown at us, including tragedies that no person, let alone a high school student, should experience. And yet we still find a way to see the best in people and have hope for the future. No matter what, we always find the light. In my opinion, this is precisely what this quote means. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. The accomplishments of our class are incredible. During our time in high school, we have seen countless athletic accomplishments, including 2 state championships by our boys volleyball team, our soccer team's first regional championship in school history, and over a dozen college signings. In addition, we've seen numerous honors for our music programs, including our 21st year of being an honor band, along with outstanding artistic feats, including our Theater on the James production of Addams Family, impressive NJROTC awards, and recognitions in dozens of other areas. We have not only kept our passions alive, we have gone above and beyond with the help of amazing teachers, coaches, and other leaders. We have learned to dream big. I am confident that our class's passion and drive will continue as we enter the next phase of our lives. In my opinion, the biggest accomplishment of our class is our ability to move forward together. As a class, our hope is strong. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. Moreover, the students and faculty of our class instill a sense of hope in me. Seeing all of the good the class of 2017 has already done gives me tremendous hope for the future. It only takes a look at the many capstone projects by our leadership students, which have benefited everything from the arts to the environment to the Ask Foundation, along with charity events and runs, volunteer programs, and service organizations to see our impact. In fact, it only takes a look inside a classroom. We aren't just students. We are informed citizens. We are a community supported by teachers, parents, brothers, sisters, and friends. We are human beings, shaped by the experiences we have had over the past 4 years. Whenever I need a sense of hope, I never have to look further than to my classmates. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. It's normal to feel apprehensive during a big change in life. There is so much to be uncertain of, especially in today's world. But with hope, we move on to college, to the military, to the workforce, or another destination, better prepared to achieve, to impact, to give. As we move forward with our lives, we move the world with us. The future belongs to us. And as I look into this beautiful sea of purple, I know it will be in good hands. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. Class of 2017, teachers, parents, and staff, congratulations, good luck, and thank you for giving me hope.
The valedictorian award is presented to that member of the graduating class whose academic grade point average ranks first in the class. This year, 2017's valedictorian award is presented to V.T. Nguyen.
Good evening, my fellow graduates, teachers, distinguished guests, faculty members, friends, and family. Today is a day where a long, memorable journey has ended, but a new one begins. Over the last 4 years here at James River, we've learned and experienced many things together. We've become experts in calculus, world history, and physics. Well, maybe expert isn't the right word for physics. That's a bit of a stretch. Shout out to those of y'all who got a 1 on the exam like I did. Of course, all of these things we've learned are important, but I think it's safe to say that the biggest accomplishment of the class of 2017 is that we've mastered the art of Tetris. All of this newfound knowledge we've acquired will undoubtedly be valuable as we take on the next adventure of our lives. And I urge you all to remember these next few important lessons we've learned at James River as you take on college. One of the lessons we ought to remember comes from everyone's favorite government teacher, Mr. Addison. When I first walked into his class, I expected to be drilled with facts about government and politics all year and how the 3 branches work and just, the basic functions of government. What I didn't expect is learning a million new vocabulary words from his million lectures. Okay, maybe a million is a slight exaggeration, but really, I think I learned more vocabulary words from those infamous lectures than I did in all my 4 years of English here. We even learned Latin words like amicus curiae, certiorari, habeas corpus. I'm basically biliterate now thanks to Mr. Addison. But what I really didn't expect was to be entertained and fascinated by Supreme Court justices. I mean, how could I not when Mr. Addison has a Courts Illustrated calendar in his room with the Supreme Court justices in full business attire doing yoga and hula dancing on the beach? From his class, we learned the important lesson to expect the unexpected. This is a valuable lesson to remember as we take on college. If you ever get put in a class you think will be boring or with a roommate you think you won't be compatible with, remember Mr. Addison. The class, roommate, or whatever the case is may not be what you expected, and you may be pleasantly surprised. Anything can happen in college. Personally, I really wouldn't be surprised if I ever fell asleep in a government class and the ghost of Mr. Addison appears next to me and chants, "Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay." Furthermore, one of the most important lessons we learned is from the one and only Miss Morris. Now, before you run and hide, and yes, I'm talking to those of y'all who are on Team Morris, hear me out. I know a few tears were shed when we all got our schedule for junior year and saw that she was teaching AP English. I still remember on the first day of class, hearing my fellow classmates complain about how upperclassmen said the class would be torture. Thanks for the confidence booster, guys. I soon learned that they weren't lying when she hit us with a 3-page memoir within the first month. We were tasked with writing about a life-changing event, but come on, I was 16. The only life-changing event occurred to me in 8th grade when I won $100 in Visa gift cards at my 8th grade formal. However, we ultimately overcame the seemingly impossible essay. Now, if you're naive like me, you would have thought that she'd give us a break after that essay. Nope. Remember when we spent hours trying to perfect her infamous 2-page single-space outline for our minimum 5-page research paper, and all but a few of us had to redo the whole thing and spend a couple more hours trying to fix it? Because I do, and I don't know about you guys, but that's definitely in the top 5 on my list of least enjoyable moments of high school. The first being that one lunch was taken away and that we have virtually no senior privileges. That being said, we overcame this essay too. And I could go on and on. From the 3-page memoir to the 5-page research paper to the persuasive speech, we conquered all of this. We did what we thought was impossible. Ms. Morris taught us that we can overcome anything, even what we believe is insurmountable. So when you're sitting in the library in college at 3 in the morning studying for that seemingly impossible final, 5 coffees in, remember all the tough teachers you've had. Remember the late nights you stayed up in high school writing the essays and studying for the exams. Remember that you overcame these daunting tasks and that you will do the same in college. With hard work comes reward, and in Ms. Morris's case, these rewards came in the form of mini pom-poms. In college, the rewards will be endless. I could relate to you all the other important lessons we've learned at James River, but I don't want to bore y'all to death, so I will end with this. We've worked so hard, learned, and accomplished so much. Now we must take what we've learned from our 4 years here and apply it to our future. Class of 2017, we've left our mark here at James River. Now we must do the same unto others by becoming the brilliant engineers, teachers, nurses, doctors, and lawyers that we aspire to be. Last but not least, I know as teenagers we are stubborn and rarely show our gratitude, but without the guidance, wisdom, and unyielding support of our families, friends, teachers, and faculty members of James River, none of us would be here today, ready to graduate and embark on this exciting journey. As an 18-year-old, I am in no position to give life advice, but what I will say is this: never forget the valuable lessons you've learned at James River. High school may be over, but many of us still have a whole lot more learning to do. Congratulations, class of 2017. The grind doesn't end here, so let's continue to eat, boys.
Good evening. It is indeed a pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker for this evening. Kelly Wells Brinkley is a native of Richmond, Virginia, and a 2001 graduate of James River High School. In 2005, she graduated from Hampton University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Sports Management. After college, she continued her athletic pursuits in track and field, becoming a 2011 indoor and outdoor champion and a 2-time All-American. She is most recognized for her 2012 Olympic bronze medal in the 100-meter hurdles. Kelly is married to NFL player Jasper Brinkley and is the proud mother of Jasper Brinkley Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mrs. Kelly Wells Brinkley.
Wow, this is quite different than the Olympics. But good evening, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, and graduating class of 2017. Robert Gallagher said that change is inevitable. Well, except from a vending machine. As you stand on the brink of moving into life beyond James River High School, change will be inevitable. It is inescapable and indeed gratifying to see that our graduating class of 2017 has matured and become skills ready to tackle this thing we call life. It is destined that daily structures, processes, and relationships will change in your day-to-day lives. It is inevitable that you will face new challenges, and it is also certain that things may seem a bit different in your years ahead. Life is definitely going to become different in comparison to your days at JRHS. It is now time for you to step outside of your comfort zones and truly embrace yourselves as adults. Yes, my fellow Rapids, drastic change is on the horizon, and I can tell you that it all won't be pleasant, but it will help you to shape who you are supposed to be. My change came on random nights many years apart. First night, and I can't even quite remember the date, was when my mother's boyfriend made the decision to take my innocence as a young woman. He violated my body and spirit and took something from me that no grown man should take from a child. The second night was May 15th, 1999. It is a day that I will never forget. It is a day that changed me and has affected me more than the first day I spoke of. It is the night that my mother's boyfriend killed her in a car accident. This man not only stole my innocence, but he took the one person that encouraged me and cheered me on in all of my endeavors. I thought I would never be the same. I felt that all the joy was inside of me that was smudged out by selfish decisions of someone else, and for the longest time I carried the burden of unforgiveness with me. On the outside, I seemed happy and bubbly, but on the inside, I was dark and dejected. Change. But it's how we decide to deal with change that sets us apart from the average. And if we know one thing, nothing that comes from James River High School is average. I made the conscious decision that I needed change. I did not want to let my circumstances put me in a box. I did not want to be a product of my environment. Now, I won't mislead you. I struggled for a while. My grades suffered, relationships suffered, track suffered, life suffered. But I had teachers like Mr. Schumacher, Mr. Domacy, Mr. Vandell, and most of all, Coach Dixon, just to name a few, pushing me and showing me that I was part of the 1%. Grades changed, track changed, I changed, life changed. Change. The darkness lifted. The sun had risen on the new Kelly, and I was determined to be at peace with what happened to me. I decided to use it as my motivation. You see, tragedy of some sort happens to everyone in some type of way, but it's what you do with it that defines you as a person. Now, fast forward with me to 2012. Everyone, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and join me in London, England at the Olympics on the start of the 100-meter hurdles. Boom, 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 boom. My heart is racing as I'm standing there looking down this track at my destiny. Only 10 hurdles are in the way of me achieving my dreams. Wait, there's change. There's a delay in the race for another medal ceremony. Boom, 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 boom. Now my heart is about to beat out of my chest. But wait, out of nowhere it begins to rain. More change. At that moment, I decide that outside circumstances won't deter me from my task at hand, from achieving my goals. I was ready to truly become part of the 1%. The starter gave us our commands. Runners, take your marks. Set, go. I hurtled to my destiny. I hurtled to my freedom. I crossed the line. My life would forever be different, but this time in a good way. The stadium shook with joy, and I felt like everyone was cheering just for me. I could sincerely hear everyone back in Richmond, Virginia cheering for me, and it warmed my heart. I had become part of the coveted 1%. I remember looking up to heaven and not thinking but of anything but my mother who was looking down at me. I had become part of the 1% not because I had achieved an Olympic medal, but because I chose not to let what happened to me put me in a cage. In life, everyone wants to put you in that box and tell you how to live, but I encourage you to live free. I know there's this catchy song that says something about sit down, be humble, but I choose to tell you to stand up, be bold. Allow yourself to dream, and when you do, dream big. Allow yourself to learn, and when you do, please learn all that you can. Allow yourself to laugh, and when you do, share laughter. Allow yourself to set goals, and when you do, reward yourself as you accomplish and move forward. Allow yourself to be determined, and when you do, you will find you succeed. Allow yourself to be your biggest cheerleader, and when you do, you will find self-confidence. Allow yourself to lend a helping hand, and when you do, a hand will help you. Allow yourself relaxation, and when you do, you will find new ideas. Allow yourself to love, and when you do, you will find love in return. Allow yourself to be positive, and when you do, life will get easier. Allow yourself to be happy, and when you do, you will influence others around you. Well, class of 2017, this is the end of a great thing, but the beginning of your race. On your marks, get set, go. Congratulations, you guys.
Ms. Wells, this is just a little gift from James River to you. I appreciate your talk tonight. I appreciate the fact that you do not let circumstances define who you are. and that you push toward a goal that you have. So thank you for your example.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Alma mater or homebound? Now, Ms. Parsons and our choral ensemble will perform Homebound for us.
The quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clearing red, when the summer ceases gleaming, when the corn is past its prime, when adventure's lost its meaning, I'll be homeward bound in time. Bind me, Lord, to the pasture, chain me not to the plow. Set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. If you find it's me you're missing, if you're hoping I'll return to your thoughts, I'll soon be listening. In the road I'll stop and turn, then the wind will set me racing as my journey nears its end, and the path I'll be retracing when I'm homeward bound again. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow. Set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, I'll be homeward bound
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are the Rapids, so I'll ask everyone to stand as our choral ensemble sings our alma mater.
Unified we stand together, knowledge is what we gain. Here we are.
You may be seated. I want to thank our James River High School Music Department under the direction of Ms. Parsons and Mr. Justin Turpin. So seniors, now is the time for tonight's ceremony that you have been anxiously awaiting. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you hold your displays of enthusiasm and affection while we recognize those seniors tonight, so that as their names are called, we can hear all the names of those graduates being said. Mr. Brandon Petrosky and Mr. Michael Farrell will announce the names of the graduating seniors. So at this time, would the candidates for graduation please come forward to accept your diplomas, preceded by the valedictorian, salutatorian, and senior class officers.
V. Tuong Vu Nguyen. Sarah Kristen Zuby. Kyle Douglas Brumbaugh. Brendan Michael Finney. Enza Marie Marcy. William Lucas Wynn. Allison Lee Andrews. Rodrigo Jose Abarca Roldan. Benjamin Hung Acosta. Jenna Grace Marlia Atkins. Trinity Arnell Atkins Andrews. Elizabeth Emma Alabaster. Bokeem Malik Alexander. Nicholas John Alfano. Paulo Raul Alfonso. Haider Ali. Joseph James Alessi. Olivia Lauren Anderson. Sapanit An. Karina Estefania Aponte. Harold Rolando Arevalo. Michaela Joy Argati. William Ernesto Argueta Amaya. Matthew Gary Wayne Armstrong. Ian Miller Arthur. Julius Everett Austin. Peyton Olivia Santiago Badora. Aswan Callie Bagby. Wyatt Thompson Bear. Hannah Elise Bally. Andy Bong. Emily Catherine Barber. Daniel Edwin Barrick. Ryan Maxwell Barrick. Eduardo Mercenano Barrera. Uzma Fatima Bashir. Meredith Ann Beavers. Anthony Dante Becerra. Victor Stephen Balama. Max Reed Benedict. Mary Madeline Rose Berghaus. Justin Kennedy Berry. Lanaya Olicia Bertrand. Caitlin Starr Bittner. Anthony Noel Blanco. Eric Richard Blosser. John Coulter Booker. Theodore Hamlin Borman III. Lydia Grace Boswell. Benjamin Hudson Boykin. Chanel Marie Branch. Patrick Douglas Braun. Anastasia Emily Brin. Mitchell Abbott Brody. Kai Dixon Brown. Summer Carter Brown. Randolph Patrick Bryant. Nicholas Stephen Berkeley. Morgan Elizabeth Bullock. Tessa Hope Burleson. Patrick Thomas Bushley. Delaney Dion Buskey. Deja Ariana Bird. Martina Angelique Campbell. Thomas Chase Campbell. Justin Brandon Canada. Usara Carmen Cano Hoapaya. Christopher Gerard Cantwell. Kadea Jaque Carlisle, Allison Lynn Carmody, Zachary Quinn Carruthers, Allison Elizabeth Carpenter, India Justine Carpenter, Wilfredo Luis Carpio, Jacob Lowell Carter, Denise Maria Medina Castro, Olivia Gray Cavender, Maria Jose Cerron Tobar, Jesus Arturo Cerritos, Casey Flynn Chamberlain, Naji Omar Chambers, Arkashing Aditya Chavan, Milagro Yesenia Chavez Cisneros, Anna Paula Chavez Valle, Andrew Miller Chichester, Ji Sue Choi, Melanie Jane Chow, Brady Patrick Clark, Wayne Cameron Clark, Clarie Madison Cochran, Devonte Maurice Coles, Hunter Astrid Collier, Malcolm Clemente Conley, Rowan Jordan Connolly, Maya Lee Cooper, Sophie Danielle Copeland, Karen Julissa Correas, Rachel Elizabeth Corley, Richard Allen Cota III, Tare Christopher Crane, Travis Alexander Kroll, Kathleen Teresa Curran, Marche Angelique Dabney, Nicholas Paul Dameron, Dalton Coleman Dames Siegel, John Patrick Dash, Abigail Kristen Davis, Blake Edward Davis, Brianna Vivia Davis, Naima Liana Davis, Catherine Adriana De Leon, Xavier Ignatius De Alfordi, Christopher David DeChuchis, Taylor Alexis Dedeau, Olivia Nicole Dennehy, Sarah Adriana Du, Mariama Sona Diayo, Cameron Michelle Donaldson, Alize Elise Duncan, Cameron David Dunlap, Diane Josephine Dwyer, Cabell Hawthorne Early, Antonio Maurice Edwards, Merrick Kamal Alim, Regilo Decoya Elliott, Lexington Catherine Ellis, Casey Alexis Espana, Jacqueline Anahi Espina Campos, David Edward Evers, Emily Eleanor Fallon, Clara Lloyd Falls, Divine Diamante Ferrisier, Erin Elizabeth Farley, Victoria Faith Faulkner, Sarah Jane Fenstermacher, Callie Rose Fentress, Channing Brett Fisher, Avery Elizabeth Fletcher, Carmen Elizabeth Flippin, Savannah Danielle Ford, Alexander Leslie Freeman Roden, Jordan Alexandra Freeth, Madeline Liliana Fudala, Jackson Elliott Fuller, Corbin Wayne Catfish Galvin, Joshua Scott Garber, Chris Mary Giovanni Garcia Mai, Chase Fielding Garner, Sinclair Elise Garnett, James Russell Gary, Joshua Allen Gary, Jillian Hannah Gaunt, Heather Ann Gay, Stephen Genero Gentry, George Arul Georgi, John Alexander Gillis, William Craig Gilmore, Jewel Ann Goff, Jada Crisani Gonzalez, Jesus Gonzalez Maldonado, Jocelyn Guadalupe Gonzalez Medrano, Ashley Mae Grant, Kenya Sony Green, Cassidy Elizabeth Gregory, Ian Robert Gregory, Jackson Reed Griffith, Lauren Emily Guarnera, Tiffany Grace Guillen Galalo, Michael Halverson Hadfield, Cameron Tran Van Haley, Megan Elizabeth Hall, Brady Nicole Hamilton, Davis Philip Hampton, Carlos Roberto Handel, Ethan Bailey Harris, Mario Armando Harris, Tracy Lynn Hartnett, Virginia Blair Harvey, India Cambry Hawkins, Nico Tyler Hayden. Cooper Allen Heinberg, Ethan Connor Heindel, Andrea Grace Henry, Anna Jocelyn Herschenrather, Amanda Marguerite Hermans, China Monique Hicks, Robert Edward Hicks, Colson Sykes Hill, Daniel James Hinterlong, Andrew Watson Hofer III, Emmett Matthew Hoffman, Alexander Joseph Hogue, Sean David Hogue, Kristen Elizabeth Holland, Madeline Reeder Hood, Marguerite May Hudson, Lauren Kate Herlocker, Javelle Onika Shante Hutchinson, Christy Blair Hyatt, Anthony Samoon Ng, Madison Paige Ingram, Victoria Ann Eisenberg, Lauren Michelle Ivy, Sarah Jane Jackson, Xavier Richard Jeffries, Brian Christopher Johnson, Jada Michelle Johnson, Christina Victoria Johnson, William Kristen Johnson, Zachary Michael Johnson, Wade Vincent Jones Jr., Christian Anthony Jonkers, Jaron Joy, Kevin Amilcar Juarez Cordova, Haley Michelle Judah, Coley Hunter Kaiser Anderson, Ahmed Hamid Khalifa, Noor Hamid Khalifa, Yasin Hamid Khalifa, Sarah Hollis Caskey, Thomas Sean Kopish, Amarpreet Kaur, Ansley Claire Keith, Caitlin Angela Kelly, Jameer Deshaun Kendrick. Azma Shahid Khan. Jessica Haejin Kim. Rebecca Noel Kim. Kensington Lee Kincaid. Kayla Marie Kirk. Matthew Allen Niesel. Benjamin Douglas Knight. Cedric Davin Knight. Paige Morgan Kapza. Katrina Marie Krieger. Fanta Bangale Chroma.
Sarissa Aliyah Laughlin. Gianna Marie Lanciani. Catherine Elizabeth Langston. Emily Jennifer Langston. Olivia Kirsty LaRufa. Shania Zakia Lee Williams. Noah Isabella Leach Ward. Eric William Leifheit. Cameron Michael Leipold. Cody Reese Leonard. Dylan Zachary Lepore. Noah Mackenzie Lepore. Pomi Fossil Lessenworth. Carly Brooke Lester. Matthew Nicholas Lewis. Clayton Ander Linville. Griffin James Long. Isabel Catherine Longstaff. Casey Carrie-Ann Luce. Alex Lopez. Jose Kenny Lopez. James Devin Lowe. Zaria Barbara Lowry. Paulo Ricardo Luna. Rachel Marie Leibold. Christian Alexander McKenzie. Alexander Joseph Madden. Jamaica Kampampan Adolid. David Kent Mai. Lindsay Rose Manning. Joseph Robert Arcosia. Daniel Allen Markey. Hayden Alexander Mars. Lucas Brandon Martin. Jesus Enemus Martin Chavez. Ethan Jeffries Massey. Francini Maria Mata Arguedas. Andre Tashawn May. Aronica Tanyetta Mayo. Peyton Frederick McCann. Joshua Warren McCarnes. Alan Hampton McClellan. Claire Elizabeth McClinick. Jordan Rondé McCowan. Rachel Frances McCoy. Heather Nicole McDonald. Liam Gilpatrick McGurl. Kirsten Dennis McHugh. Caroline Allison McMullen. Mitchell David McMurtry. Seth Dylan McNeese. Cameron James McRae. Madison Elizabeth Melton. Walter Alexander Mina Lopez. Adrian Mendoza. Grace Katerina Meyer. Nicholas Michelle. Jenna Rose Milladin. Tiana Monet Miles. Bryson Alexandra Mira. Shazare Alexander Moe. Astrid Molina. Emma Catherine Moore. Jamie Eileen Moore. Mackenzie Grace Moore. Thomas James Moorfield. Julia Elizabeth Moretti. Olivia Rose Moretti. Sarah Elizabeth Morgan. Michaela Leah Morris. Jose Moza Polanco. Alwyn Jonathan Munoz. Shania P. Murray. Preston Clay Nafsinger. Nestor Eduardo Navidad Caparo. Christian Charles Negri. Cynthia Savannah Newman. Takai Amir Nickerson. William Dennis Noble III. Paris Lamone Noel. Bryn Ardea Norgard. Eslaki Nunez Javier. Austin Thomas Nyhart. Erin Nicole O'Donnell. Megan Grace O'Donnell. Cameron Elise Oglesby. Brian Timothy O'Keefe. Thara Jamel Omari. Armand Alakan Amarzari. Lauren Osorio Fernandez. Sarah Megan O'Toole. Jonathan Jose Padilla Racinos. Joseph Peck. Maria Del Mar Palacios Ortiz. Oscar Rene Palacios Ortiz. Laura E. Katarina Park. Kushbu Bipin Patel. Reena Alpash Patel. Bipul Podell. Got it. Michaela Leah Morris. Leslie Ann Peck. Elizabeth Blake Pemberton. Karina Cassandra Perez. Jesse Allen Peterson. Trisha Marie Peterson. An Vu Nguyen Phan. Yan Reese Phillips. Catherine Nicole Phillips. Margaret Ellen Phipps. Anya Nicole Pinkleton. Sean Christopher Penny. Abigail Alexis Plunkett. Andrew Alex Plunkett. Christian Saraco Polanco. Elizabeth Reese Pope. Zachary Austin Pope. John Lewis Porzio. Christian Wendell Powell. Eden Isaiah Price. Joelle Rose Probes. Justin Elmer Purvis. Miriam Rabid. Madeline Carey Reagan. Haley Austin Rainey. Cynthia Noella Ramirez Chicas. Carter Burgess Ramos. Brooke Alexis Randolph. Panurant Rachafan. Grace Miranda Ray. Harrison Michael Riley. Carissa Giselle Reina Martinez. Jonathan Reyes Paz. Daniela Reynoso. Sandra Reynoso. Jack Kellogg Rhodes. Ryan Joseph Richardson. Stanley Ashton Richburg. Rakeem Khalik Richburg. Casey William Riley. Teresa Leanne Rogers. Kevin Anthony Rodriguez. Lahia Rodriguez Morales. Brett David Rossler. Alexander Michael Rohr. William Quinn Roper. Asadi Rosario Perez. Eleanor Joyce Rao. Olivia Larkin Royster. Jennifer Emily Rubio. Brianna Marie Rulli. Andrea Lynn Rosati. Andrea Grace Savia. Gurpreet Kaur Sandhu. Mariana Daniela Sandoval Torres. Sarah Lorraine Sandridge. Rakeem Juan Scales. Alexander Ashton Shar. Clay Treasure Schilling. Morgan Teresa Schoening. John William Schoen. Robert David Schreck V. Ariel Lana Scott. Takaya Carl Scott. Kaylin Essen Seeley. Sergio Baltimore Zagura. Karine Safwat Shihata. Raquan Rashard Shelton. Devon Marquis Shyambati. Megan Rachel Sledecki. Robert Hendrick Seamers. Jakara Alexis Silas. Cordell Javon Sims. Josiah Alexander Sims. Ashton Kotor Skillman Boyer. Alyssa Michaela Smith. Catherine Elizabeth Smith. Zachary Taylor Smith. Jacob Darren Smouse. Allison Elizabeth Sneed. Corey James Sobey. Kayla Gabriela Solano. Jose Armando Sloreres Sarino. Elizabeth Claiborne Sorensen. Christopher Andrew Soto. Maria Ann Speck. Kyle David Stevens. Alice Virginia Stitzer. Keegan Francis Strasser. Hannah Claire Strome. Rebecca Tilden Sullivan. Douglas John Zagale. Tyler Jordan Tab. Ivan Saul Torbera Ortiga. Sena Khan Tab. Amari Mackay Taylor. Rachel Marie Thielen. Miltwan Tyvon Thomas. Christopher Wayne Thompson. Matthew Caleb Thompson. Joshua Blythe Toms. Zachariah Michael Tilton. Isabel Renee Tolentino. Nancy Belinda Torres Yanes. Austin Ray Tuck. Connor Andrew Tuck. Nathan Reed Tuck. Brooke Olivia Turner. Eleni Renee Tyson. Nathaniel Joseph Urso, Christopher Navidad Valadares, Juan Carlos Vasquez Mejia, Milton Alfredo Velasquez Jr., Jackson James Belzy, Jamie Nicole Vogel, Laurel Elizabeth Wade, Eric Isaiah Walker, Amelia Jane Wallace, Mackenzie Elizabeth Ward, Samuel Elliott Watson, Thomas Russell Watson, Isaac Ian Weatherlett, Matea Van Weatherlett, Jacob Dale Weaver, Rebecca Lynn Welling, Timothy Michael Wiesdock, Alex Michael Westbrook, Meredith Ann Wheeler, Evian Dellen White, Jameson Tanner White, Samuel Lewis Wiggins, Dallas James Williams, Virginia Marie Williams, Claire Friend Wilt, Everett Arthur Wood, Paris Regina Woods, Benjamin Anthony Yates, Shayla Jade Yakota, Gabrielle Bryce Young, Angie Carmen Zhao, Michael Raphael Sidaya,
Would the members of the class of 2017 please rise and remain standing for the certification of graduates and for the recessional. Students, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Dr. Sagiti, under authority vested in the School Board of Chesterfield County by the Commonwealth of Virginia and by it delegated to me, I hereby certify that all members of the James River High School class of 2017 have fulfilled the requirements of graduation and are awarded a James River High School diploma with all the rights and privileges thereunto belonging. I now declare the 22nd commencement exercises of James River High School to be adjourned. Best wishes and Godspeed.